Hello guys, this is Parodia for YourPokerSchool.com. This is the second and last video from the series in which I am reviewing Heads Up Hyper Turbo Sit and Go tournament, which I played on $7 buy-in. So for the beginning, let me show you what statistics I'm using, because some of you may didn't see the first video. On the first row it's the player's name and bet on the flop in limp spot. On the second row is VPIP, pre-flop raise, 3-bet and fold to 3-bet. On the next row is 4-bet and fold to 4-bet. On the fourth row we have continuation bet, fold to continuation bet and raise continuation bet. On the fifth row we have donk bet on the flop, aggression frequency and aggression factor. On the next row we have limp call, limp fold and limp push, and on the last row we have the number of the hands. This was the last hand with which we ended last time, so let's continue. With the ace-10 I prefer to limp and let villain shove, because we can see that he's stealing too rarely, and I don't want to raise with these small stacks. I don't want to give him good odds to call and outdraw me post flop. So, and with shove I have too much fold equity, so I prefer to play tricky. Of course, most of the time it's standard just to shove here, but I like my play. And yeah, villain sucked us, but yeah, with what can we do? We play the hand well. Jack 4 offsuit against this tight player. Shove is good for sure. King 7 offsuit. I don't want, but I am forced to call with such a strong hand for just something like 6 big blinds. And it's interesting to see that the villain is capable of shoving such hands for these stacks. Of course, it's a good shove, but yeah, we wasn't sure that such a tight player is going to push such a hand. 10 deuce offsuit. I was thinking about raise folding, but I prefer to limp, which is a mistake in my opinion, because all of the hands that I decided to limp villain shove. So yeah, I prefer just to raise fold against him, even for these stacks. Jack 7 offsuit, too strong hand to raise fold it for these short stacks. And sixes, I made a mistake here, which I don't like. I don't like my push. I had to limp here again and give villain opportunity to push. I was thinking about this situation a bit while I was playing. I was going to limp 8s and above, but with the 6s, 7s and the smaller pockets, I wasn't that sure, because I didn't want give the opportunity villain to check and to make me play post flop. But yeah, against him, I think the limp is better. If he check, I can do nothing, but as we know, he like to push over limps. Jack 8 suited against his short stack. I can't fold even if I want. So let's make one quick calculation and to see with what range we can go here against loose player, against this player, and against normal player. So here you first can see the standard Nash ranges. Villain should be pushing something like 68%, and if villain is pushing with such a range, we can call very profitable with Jack 8 suited and even with Jack 5 suited. But let's say that Jack 5 suited is on the border, and with Jack 6 suited and above it's a good call. We saw that villain is pushing with wide range, so let's say that he's pushing with something like this. So against him, I'm going to go for sure with Jack 7 suited plus. Let's say that Jack 6 suited is on my border, and sometimes I'm going to call, sometimes I'm going to fold, but Jack 5 suited is a bit too weak in my opinion, and with this small EV that we are getting, I'm going to just fold, because I'm not that sure about his range. We didn't have that many push and fold situations. Let's say that we are going to play against tight villain, and which going to push with something like 50%, and to see against such a villain what range we should use. Yeah, villain is pushing with 50%, then we should go only with 37%. And Jack 8 suited is minus EV code then. Against such a tight pushing player, we should go with much tighter range, but yeah, we easily can go with any ace and any pocket. And let's say that the villain is a very aggressive player, maybe some tilted player which pushing with almost any two, just some aggressive player which like to push with very wide range. Let's say something like 85%, because 100% is just too much and it's not that realistic in the long run. Almost no one, even tilted fish, is going to push with 3 deuce offsuit and something like this. But yeah, we are going to make also this calculation. And you can see if villain is pushing with 85.5%, we can easily call with any suited jack, and it's a very profitable call. Jack 8 suited plus is a great call, and even Jack deuce suited is a very profitable call. And let's say that villain is pushing with any two, then how much is going to increase our range? Against 86% we can call something like 66, and against 100% we can go 76%, and you can see that any jack is a very profitable call. But yeah, this is going to happen very rarely in practice, and very rarely someone is going to push with such a wide range. Against player who we don't have that much observations, I'm going to stick with Nash and I'm going to call something like it, or let's say 5% less. We saw that he pushed one time queen for offsuit, so we know that his pushing range is not tight, of course. A3 offsuit. I'm trying to limp stop again. Let's see if he's pushing. Yeah, you can see that every time when I'm limping, he's pushing, and it's pity, but yeah, we are losing. Let's say this flip in a hand which are far ahead pre-flop, but what can we do? We can do nothing. I think I played well this tournament. I had some minor mistakes. I don't like my call with 8-7 offsuit, and again in this hand I don't like that I checked fold on the turn. We had a good shot. Also villain's range was weak there, so I think bet on the turn and push on the river was much better than to check fold on the turn. Also in the 6th hand I don't like that I shoved and I didn't limp call, and in the hand with 10-3 offsuit I don't like that I limped and give the opportunity to villain to push, because I think it was better to raise fold against him when we are knowing that he's pushing often against limps. It's not good idea to limp stop against such a player, and when we know that he's folding often to races, then it's good to race against such a player. I hope you like this video, guys, and you learned a lot of things today. I'm awaiting your feedback in the commentary section, because any feedback is appreciated and it's helping me to improve the videos in the future. If you have any questions, you want to discuss the video or to add something, or you are not agree with something, I am awaiting you in yourpokerschool.com forum to discuss the video. So I'm going to post the link to the video thread. This was Parodia for yourpokerschool.com. Bye guys, and good luck on the tables.